Okay, you guys we're live again.
All right, back in the saddle again, once more with feeling, once more into the breach. I'm Nericus Ryan, and I'm joined by
Nericus Ted,
Nathan Erdoc,
and Nericus Dave off camera. He's been dealing with technological goblins and gremlins over there.
So we hope you guys are out there. We hope this is actually working.
Yeah, and put something in the chat if you're there. I know Dave sent the link from the last critical fail, and hopefully we are streaming to you, watching, coming to you wherever you are in the universe.
So Dave, off camera, you can confirm it was today that we hit 30K?
It was either today or yesterday, one of those.
We're only 32 above.
All right, we actually have viewers, so we have 13 viewers.
All right,
okay, so it looks like we actually have a thing.
Yeah. I guess, it's important that having viewers, because assuming that maybe some people would want to watch us live, would be a good indication. What is this?
We have a commercial playing.
Hooray to commercial endeavors before video playing, so we know that something's happening. So that's a good thing. Yeah, so that's bigly awesome. So I guess everything that we did for the last 15 minutes, we're going to have to go back over again.
Oh, we get to redo it.
Yeah. It was so nice. Let's do it twice.
So as I was saying,
so I guess we're not going to get the blow and the hookers to come back from this shoot. It was Justin. Sorry, it's lost to the archives. Nobody will be ever this.
The very first thing we would like to say is, hey, you guys, Nerdarchy, Dave.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I was doing stuff. Yeah. But then the next thing I would like to say is, because a lot of people are going to be confused, can you guys share the good link on your Facebook or tweet it out, wherever you want to put it? That would be greatly appreciated, because we're going to be talking about our 30K giveaway, and we want as many people involved as possible.
Yeah. We'll also
help us out.
Yeah,
help a nerd out, man.
We're going to be talking about Patreon goodies coming up for the next Patreon, which you'll have till the end of this month to get on board for that, if that's something that strikes your fancy. And also, thank you to everyone that supports us on Patreon already. Even $1 a month is super helpful. So thank you all for that.
Well, as well as that, you guys that are using our Amazon links.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
any of our links, really.
Yeah, like buying Nerdy Swag.
If you buy shit because we put a link up, there's a good possibility either we're thanking them for hooking us up, or we're actually making a little cash on the side from it. So we appreciate it. It helps us out.
It definitely does.
So as we were talking about 30K, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Stay tuned later on this particular video, and we're going to talk about exactly what it is that we're giving away and how you can earn it, get it.
Yeah. And thank you for Dr. Super Smooth for sharing on all media, he says.
All
That's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, every media.
Even if it's yet to be invented.
That's like an 8th level spell in Technomancy.
Yeah. Like right now, there's the news going live on TV. And it's on there, Nerdarchy Live.
Except for this shit gets labeled as fake news.
Fake nerds.
Well, we're not news anymore. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Quests and adventures.
Indeed.
Spike growth is super OP in confined spaces. Tank is alone.
So if you guys want to give a shout out as to where you're at, we called for it last time, but of course nobody answered. Nobody answered because nobody could hear us. Yeah. We just talked for 15 minutes.
We were like
to ourselves.
Bueller. Yeah. So that's what went down.
Yeah, where's everybody at? Roll call, bitches.
So that's happening. So do you want to go over some of the goodies that we got from Gemhammer?
Absolutely.
Was it Gemhammer?
Yep, Gemhammer and Sons Gaming. They actually sent us a care package this week, and as always, we kind of take a look into it, explore it, and see how we can share that to you guys. So we have the deck. Actually, we'll start off with the red one, the deck of many things, as you would see in your DMG. And they went beyond that. They made the Deck of Many Things 0th edition, the Deck of Even More Things, and the Deck of Many More Things.
Can we call this to Deckfinity and beyond?
Beyond that, they have the Deck of Wonders. And this is kind of if you want to have random spell effects that happen, or you want to use that Chaos Sorcerer and expand upon what's there. 100 random spell effect cards, perfect for simulating wild magic, rods of randomized magic, or as its own unique magical artifact. We did a video on this stuff. We went through, pulled out some stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. So Dave, that video is gonna go live later this week.
Yeah, it'll go up this week later on. So someone asked, I guess they missed it, but Gemhammer Games and Sons.
Gemhammer and Sons
Gaming.
Gaming. So I don't have that link down below, but in the next couple of days it will show up on our thank you page if you want to go check that out. And
As well as Nord Games, because they're going to be sponsoring our 30K giveaway.
Just to go back real quick.
Bigly.
So going back, there's also from Gemhammer a deck of illusions for illusions, so illusionary creatures, and
there's also a deck of many things, the art deck, which is just the art, none of the rules.
Yeah. The illusion deck has my favorite art of all the sets in there. I really enjoyed that. But there's some things I didn't like either, so you guys can
check the review.
Yeah. So real quick, roll call: Ed Fleming, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I don't know Ed Fleming, but I don't know unless you ever went to what was that gaming store I go to on occasion? Like I do like board game nights and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
We have Tangus Long, Central Florida, Joshua Rang, Indiana, Hal Deacon, Maine, Peter Tumaranaro of Cincinnati. I'm butchering your name. Comic Book University, Earth, which one?
Infinite Earth.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Our boy Jose Cerez from Tampa, Florida. We gamed with him.
Yeah, sweet deal. Yeah.
Joe Masson, Quebec, French part of Canada. Dr. Super Smooth, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. When I first looked at that, I read Manicore, Canada.
Manicore. It's a dangerous place to live.
We got Pyrail Dark Star now, South Dakota. Steve Waterman, Illinois. We got.
When you say the S.
Do they hate that? Nicolaj. I don't know how you'd say that. Do you pronounce that J or not? Nicolaj L. Denmark.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, no, that's not relevant. We've got Corin Bryant, Devon, England, the Shire.
The Shire?
The Shire, you say?
Brian and Queen Clark, Arizona. Hey, what's up, Ben? And all right, I think we're just about to. We got
Scar, Missouri.
Yeah. Scar 1919 is Missouri. Is that Scar as in the planet Scar, as I'm wanting, or the villain from
the villain maybe
from Lion King?
Got to be the villain.
I'm going with Doctor Who. I think we're more likely to have a Whovian in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe it's probably a 50-50 Whovian or Disney fan.
Yeah.
Distinct possibility. It's also possible to be both.
Ben's in Stratford, Connecticut. You're not that far from us. Wow, 30 subs. Woo! We lost a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know. And they just ticked back.
Yeah, rolling back.
Well, we could have had what happened to DMG info.
Shut your mouth.
Don't even.
Excalibur's OTS, also Indiana. So, and we also have Sangro. Hello from Toronto, Canada.
Hello.
We're huge in Canada.
Hello, A.
Canada.
Which is
They
the
love us
proper
in Canada.
greeting for Canada. Yeah.
Ryan Fordhouse is in Wisconsin. Corin Bryant. We got another England in the house. Unless I'm just saying your name over again. Oh no, you're just typing over it. Stop that! I'll keep reading forever and ever, and all this whole live stream will be me saying
just reading, and this is thrilling content, guys. Really.
The worst ever.
Okay.
So there is a bit of housekeeping we want to do before we get into the giveaway stuff, and I guess there's some announcements. Like we have the Easy. Did you mention the Easy Roller Dice thing?
Oh yeah. So I want to thank Easy Roller Dice is sponsoring this one video week series. Which is really to engage new players and to help them along in their journey of learning the game, because we've been playing RPGs for over 20 years as individuals, which I'm only 33. So, like the majority of my life I've been playing RPGs, and a lot of times we forget how the basics and how it is to learn the rules set, especially if you didn't have somebody around to teach you. So the idea of the series is to help usher people into the hobby that maybe don't have resources of other people around to help them play. So thanks to Easy Roller Dice. If you go to easyrollerdice.com/nerdarchy, it'll get you some sweet dice, and you can support us.
What's up, Chad? And also, I don't even know how you would say that. It's like some variation
Earl the Pirate.
Oh, Earl the Pirate. Yeah,
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Yar!
Yes, because Earl the Pirate is just so hard to say.
It's not hard
He
to
probably
say.
wanted to say Earthel.
Yeah, when you mash all the letters together
Earthel.
into one word.
Pirate.
So you're talking about needing some housekeeping, Dave.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna clean the set while you watch.
So
all
some
right?
more from Denmark. All right, so guys, I ran a live game session this week. It's a regular game. It's happening weekly right now. And lucky enough to get together 3 really cool ladies to play in that game. And we had some trolls show up. in the live chat, right? One of them is just a straight up internet troll that appeared from nowhere, is pretty much.
Yeah, when you have
And-
live content, like it's just the thing that you accept is going.
And
to
you know,
And we
Nate
hit him
jumped
with the
in.
ban hammer.
Nate jumped in, blocked him. We reported him. So that was taken care of. You know, it's the live chats go away afterwards. But there was another guy that shows up in a lot of our stuff, and I don't want to mention. I'm not going to mention his name. If you were there, I don't want you to mention his name.
Yeah, don't call it out. It's
Yeah.
not cool.
But what I do want is for you guys to understand that we don't appreciate that kind of behavior. It was a lot of I guess virtual vulgarity and catcalling.
Yeah, type of stuff.
You know, and the regular guy did the community jumped on him and he cooled out real quick. And I want to call out the community for being awesome and standing up for your fellow gamers. So that was really cool. Nerdrocky has an awesome community, and we want to keep that going. And we don't want anything to detract from the gaming.
Right.
The purpose of that game is there's a bit of a selfishness in me, right? I like having the female gamer group. I feel a little bit like Charlie.
Yeah.
But no, our experience with gaming is different than some of you guys out there, and it's all been male dominant. So I was like, this would be a cool thing. It'd be a different vibe. And not only that, I want female gamers to be able to come online and find games that there's females playing in and having a good time. Right. So that if they're thinking about trying out this hobby, they'll have an example
Some examples,
to look at.
right? Yeah.
And I know there's other groups out there. So Nerdrocky just wanted to throw our hat in the ring and add to it as well. And like I said, I had my own selfish reasons for it. I just wanted to change it up, and I'm having a lot of fun with this game.
Yeah, different dynamics, different groups. I mean, it's the same reason why trying out there's other gaming groups is cool and fun. Is like you just see how different tables go together, and like there's the fantasy in your mind of like if you could have all the all-stars of the games you've ever played in, like have them all together, how fantastic of a game would that be? But yeah, that being said, just don't be an a-hole in any capacity, but specifically just because somebody happens to be a woman, like saying sexist, vulgar stuff, not cool.
Yeah, we don't appreciate it. Now, I know that we got a little flack, and I will take 100% responsibility for this because I create a lot of the titles that go into our videos. And I used All Gamer Girl Adventuring Party when me and Nerdocus Ted did a recap / promo for that game, right? And I do it for a very specific reason. One, you know what? Google, for whatever reason,
people search that term,
right? I've heard it used plenty of times by female gamers. And one, I want it to be easy for them to find the game that they're looking for. Right. So, if you're offended, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, whatever. I discussed it with my gamers, and they're like, well, you're never going to not offend anybody anyway. So
I actually reached out to a handful of female gamers that I actually know, and they said that there is a definitive difference between the term girl and gamer girl. Mm-hmm. Gamer girl is one of those things it's not derogatory. At least this is in her opinion. She's a professional in an industry. She wants to be called a woman, but she's proud to be a gamer girl. She said
it's a subculture thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's the same thing like there's blurs, like black nerds, like that's another subculture. Like it's its own thing.
Then it's got alliteration on its side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gamer woman doesn't really have the flow.
It doesn't flow.
Yeah, and even gamer lady or lady gamer, lady gamer sounds a little better, like just as a off the tongue sort of rolls off the tongue sort of situation.
But if you guys are curious about that game, we've already hit session 2, and it's the Scarlet Sisterhood of Steel and Sorcery, and
or S4.
Yeah, S4 for sure. And we're having a lot of fun with it. We're going to keep that thing rolling. Hopefully, you guys will go check it out. I guess that's all we really need to say about that. For whatever reason, if you were offended, sorry, I guess. That was not our intent, and we just want to bring more people into the hobby. That's what Nerdrocky has already been about. It's funny. There is definitely like the Gamergate group. They're like people, and I feel like we had people from that group.
Both sides of the issue were angry, like for different reasons. Like on the one hand, it's construed as pandering to female gamers, and on the other hand, it's exploitative of female gamers. Like it's the same thing that Philip DeFranco, if any of you guys are fans of, it's the same thing he talks about where you can't really like having both sides of the faction be angry about the same shit. Like, well, I mean, if both people are angry, then it clearly can't be the thing either of them is angry about, right? Or they just interpret it through their own lens.
Well, it was funny, but there's definitely like there's a very specific group, right? And you can always pick them out because they love the word "cuck." Like it's their favorite word.
Yeah.
And one of them like was
That's
like
the
for us, and one of us was like against us.
And they were both using cuck. Like that's the alt-righter gamer group, Gamergate sort of person. Well, I don't necessarily know if they're alt-right, but they tends to be the Gamergate type of thing. Cuck,
Well, I want to. Well, no, I wouldn't associate necessarily Gamergate with that, but because I think Gamergate was more about what's that called?
Well, whatever. It doesn't
Fairness in
matter.
the media and stuff like that, dealing with.
I'm not having that
But
discussion.
yeah, let's
we're
not
not
talk.
having-
Let's not talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So with that, all right, that's done. It's over with. You know how we feel about it. You know, either way.
In general, just be respectful. End of
Yes.
story. That sums it up.
Be cool and stay nerd.
Yeah. So what else we got on the agenda? I'm kind of confused about some of the things we did in the other video that didn't happen, and this one. Did we talk about Patreon?
Patreon. Yes.
So before we get into the Patreon rewards, thank you everyone who is a patron
Yes.
or who has been a patron, and also we want to say thank you to everyone using our links. Now, I don't know if we said that.
I think we said that.
Yeah, we probably did.
I'm confused now.
Everything has already happened before.
So,
We've time traveled.
Nate, the stuff that we're going to be dishing out to the Patreon supporters is what?
Yes. Mage
Humongous
Forge
what?
is prismatic coins. Monsters Menagerie is the Luck Eaters. Friend or Foe is Harak, the Captain at Arms of Gryffindor. Terrible Terrain will be Vault of the Lockless. And the Lost Lore will be Curse of the Ill-Turned Fate. And if you want to get in on any of these rewards, you have to become a Patreon member before the end of the month.
Before the end of the month.
And we'll churn out the rewards probably 5th through the 10th of the month based on when stuff clears.
You know, it would probably be worthwhile too to do like a quick like summation of what things are. So Mage Forge is generally like a piece of equipment or magic item for a character. Monster Menagerie is we design a monster that you can use for your game. So it's not a specific monster, it's a race of monster that you can use for your game, or even sometimes a template. Friend or Foe is a specific character that is like NPC level. Think like Curse of Strahd sort of designed NPCs as far as that goes. Terrible Terrain is an encounter that you can plop into your game so you have something in your back pocket, and maybe it could be the seed for a quest.
And that goes with a map as well.
Right, that comes with a map. And Lost Lore is a piece of content that's either going to be something a dungeon master can specifically use for their game or a player. So it might be designs of feats or archetypes for character classes, or something like a curse
Or
or
spells.
curse spells or diseases. So those sort of like high level game content pieces, and they tend to be like long or more designed than the other as far as that goes. So those are the various levels of Patreon content.
So James Carden wants to know, since we're on this topic, hey Nardic, the evolving magic item idea, I won't shut up about it. Is it still in the mix?
Oh yeah,
Still in
it's
play.
still in the mix. It's just, you know, we've got things planned out to a certain extent. So, and I really want to do that one properly rather than just like churn it out.
So would that be on the Mage Forge, or would that be Lost Lore because it's such a high level, because it's a design thing that you could use?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's going to be too much
for
content for if I did a
Mage Forge.
specific one for Mage Forge,
Yeah.
and to give like the general template, but then
Yeah.
got more into it.
I
with
feel
the
like
Lost
it would
Lore.
be like for Lost Lore, you describe the rules for how.
Yeah,
they're
that might be
created.
how it has to go. Yeah.
So kind of in conjunction with the game that I ran and the questions that are going on in the chat here. So Quest loved the Shocktopus.
All right. Yeah.
What's not to love about a Shocktopus?
Yeah.
Shocked
And
is awesome.
fingers crossed for the Troglo dog, Dave. So we might have to make that happen.
Oh.
So that's definitely a reference from the story arc that's going on in the Scarlet Sisterhood game. Unfortunately, so we have it like there's a couple sessions that are I considered lost, even though you can actually find them. They're just not worth watching because we had tech issues. So we kind of did like a recap in our first session instead of.
No, I mean maybe the Troglo dog becomes around for like the Troglo dog days of summer, perhaps.
But they're talking about the smell of the wet Troglo dog.
Call back.
Also, Jose Suarez had mentioned the video quality is off. Yeah, our live streams are off, even though we're using the same camera that we use in our actual videos. But because we have to run it through a program to then run it to Google Hangouts, it just isn't as good.
It's like when you make a copy of a copy of a copy, it's the quality starts to degrade a little bit.
Yeah, one of these days we'll figure out a better solution, like maybe OBS or something. But for now, we just tend to go with what's simple, like us.
Yeah,
Simple.
There we go. All right. So, do we want to show off? Do we want to show off some Nord stuff?
I think we'll hold off on Nord stuff till the end.
Okay, we can do that.
So I've been in contact with Anthony Salvetti. I know him better as Rogue Sculpts. If you've seen some of my live play games, the Corpse Eater that I had used was actually sculpted by him. He's running a Kickstarter currently for modular terrain building templates. The Kickstarter link is down below. So I want you to go check that out and check out his cool stuff. At some point in time in the future, we're actually going to be having stuff sent here for that to show it off physically. I'm not certain that that's going to happen before the Kickstarter ends. There was some technical problems with I believe the 3D printer. But if you could go check out his stuff and share it, I would greatly appreciate it.
Ghost in the Machine.
So there was a question about slime, whether it's a monster or a hazard.
It's delicious.
Both.
Yeah, but I believe in the DMG it's actually a hazard. In previous editions, green slime specifically. I think but previous editions, I feel like green slime was a monster that maybe turned into a hazard. Has it come back to a monster? I don't know.
Well, there are slimes and oozes in the
monster
manual, but I don't know whether green slime is listed there.
Yeah, the question came up a while ago, so I forget who actually asked it. And then I think also it got addressed in the
chat.
In the chat as well, because you guys are awesome like that.
And sometimes it's the chat is more about you guys hanging out with one another than it is even to watch us prattle on. So no, that's cool. It's a good deal. Good times.
One of the funny comments I had actually read on the Easy Roller Dice sponsored video was someone was like, I actually have been following D&D since like mid or early 80s. I buy everything from D&D, but I've never played.
That's really funny. I missed that comment. I'll have to go back.
Wow. Yeah.
That is really I just
Like reading books. Yeah. I mean, there's got a lot of fantasy novel stuff.
I mean, it is kind of like if you're just somebody that's into mythological type of stuff, like they're either taking directly from mythology or they're modeling it, modulating it in their own world. So it's like it's reading like lore books essentially.
Earl the Pirate wants to know, hey, could you do a collaboration with WebDM? That seems like a better question for them. No, we're actually open to doing collaborations with other creators. We love getting together with other people online and meeting new friends or whatever. They have a different setup than ours, so it might be tough scheduling, and I think they moved to separate ends of the earth and stuff.
But if anyone has any contacts with them and you wanna foster or broker that deal, we're totally into it.
We're Facebook friends, so so do you want me to do that?
Contact us here.
Yeah. No, I've even broadly said, hey, maybe we should do a thing sometime, and it's just we have to come up with a specific thing and a specific time to do it.
Normally when you collaborate with somebody, it's good to, if you broach a subject, it's good to have an idea or something to go along with, so it's easier for them to say yes. Basically,
it's true.
So
Juan Claude, do you think Wizards will revisit Greyhawk? I absolutely do, just because there's so much nostalgia, and 5th edition seems to be built on a foundation of nostalgia more than anything else. So I can't see them not at one point going back to it. I mean, in everything they put out, they seem to address the different worlds and settings that they have. So I don't know. I think they would. I guess if you guys clamor enough for it, they will.
Clamor away. But also, speaking of which, so those 7 Earth-like planets were discovered, right? And there's that infographic, which maybe we'll have to get a link and put that in the comments or whatever. But I want people to bombard NASA and see if they could get them named after the old D&D worlds, like Torel and things like that. That would be fucking awesome. I want to start a campaign that everybody just @tweets and harasses NASA until we make this happen.
I think there's enough D&D nerds.
Yeah, there's going to be enough gamer geeks within the community of NASA. I think that's.
So we got Torel and Feyron. What else do we want?
Well, no. There's a graphic that with the 7 planets named. I think it's just 7 worlds.
Yeah, Amethyst is one of them.
Yeah.
And that's pretty easy. All you have to do is pick one that's hottest.
So this kind of goes along with stuff we've talked about previously. That one guy, I live in the tri-state area. You guys do a fan meetup or hangouts? Question mark. Yes, we have sort of.
Well,
I will.
Apropos to the shirt that you're wearing, Dave.
Yeah.
Geek Fest happens every 6 months, October and April, and we always announce that when it's happening. We always go, or at least a portion of us if we all can't make it, and we always do a fan hangout there. We meet up and then we usually go out and grab a meal or whatever have you.
Yeah, and like we even rumor has it kidnapped a couple of the fans and played a quick little
And murdered some of them.
quick little one shot. Yeah.
Well, we murdered one of them and one of us.
I will buy you all around the beer if you ever come to Cincinnati.
Oh, sweet.
I thought he just said he was
Offers
in the
a-
tri-state area. We live in the tri-state area, and Cincinnati is not there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's a different tri-state where
There's only one. Listen, Dr. Doofenshmirtz has never tried to conquer Cincinnati, so it doesn't count.
Doofenshmirtz. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that. I was going to say something else, too. Lost my train of thought.
Yeah. It's hard when you have all that stuff zipping around.
But a very important question from Joshua Rang. What is our favorite food restaurant? And this is totally not to determine what I'm going to have for dinner.
/ asking for a friend.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite phrases, asking for a friend.
Yeah, so me, not all the time. I can't go all the time. But I like Five Guys a lot. I like their kind of like chill atmosphere, and their fries are good. And I like that you can just throw anything on a burger, and it's there you go.
I really don't like. I Five Guys is good, but a lot of times I prefer things that aren't chain restaurants, so it's not gonna be very good for you guys that are far flung. Like there's in West Philly where I live, there's Ethiopian places. In like the Fishtown area, there's like Mexican restaurants and things like that. So I love ethnic food, Indian, Mexican, or Ethiopian. Fantastic.
I find that's a really hard question because number one, those of you that know me, I have a very limited palate. And it depends upon where I'm feeling at the moment.
It's also a fast food restaurant.
Oh, fast food.
The fast food qualifier wasn't there.
Whoops, I think I skipped that.
All right, so that definitely narrows things down. So I would either say Five Guys or Moe's.
Yeah, so
Moe's is
I will amend mine now that we specifically know
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
fast food. Wendy's is my go-to fast food. Like their chicken sandwiches and then Frosties. Frosties dipping fries into the Frosties. Yeah, chocolate Frosty.
I don't get into that.
Yeah, you don't know what's up. You don't know
It's good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've probably done more Wendy's than anything when it comes to fast food. Or Taco Bell's is okay. If you
Locos
just wanna-
Tacos.
if you just want to like destroy your insides.
If you ask my daughter, there was a long stretch that she would say that Dave only ate at Wendy's. Every time he would show up, he's got some kind of Wendy's bag.
Yeah, which I haven't brought in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
These
Kids.
things get ingrained into the kids' memories. And then,
you are Wendy's.
No. What's happening? More comments below.
No, it's from for
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the West Philadelphia, born and raised. Every time you mention that, they want to sing,
Yeah.
or maybe they do sing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Wait. So.
As we all watch Ryan Reed.
Yeah. Oh, video game character based on Paladin the Beggar King. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That character I would love to get to play again. So I made a character who was basically based off of Billy Bob Thornton from Bad Santa and Tom Waits and like other sort of degenerate characters. And he was an Oath of Vengeance Paladin based off or worshiping the Beggar King, which is our god who's kind of a lost or crazed god. Kind of a King Lear figure in a way.
So he was a drunkard and a miscreant and whatever have you, but
Well,
he
but-
championed his cause.
But a bit of a misanthrope and a little bit of a shitbag, but also chaotic good. So
He had a good heart.
Yeah.
Just a bad
Or
one.
was he chaotic good or chaotic neutral? I have to actually.
Yeah, he was actually chaotic evil.
Yeah. Who knew?
Nah, he had a good heart.
Yeah, I think he was chaotic. Good, actually.
Quest reminds us. Remember, guys, Nerdarchy said harass NASA.
Yeah. There we
And
go.
by harass,
You
we
can't-
mean
You can't prove anything. Oh, there's a video.
Yeah.
He was saying just that.
So, basically find an infographic and tweet them and
Send-
maybe include us.
Send your lawsuit to Ryan.
Well, no, like when you tweet them, if you could so here's the thing, right? When you do it, type what you're going to type and then tweet whatever NASA's official Twitter handle is and then us. So this way we'll be connected and then it might promote Nerdarchy while promoting that graphic. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
You're just gonna get us exiled into space.
Yeah, we might get shot in the face. And then we have like a Crisis on Infinite Earth sort of situation. So yeah, that would be great. Be very awesome.
Hey, Nerdarchy, the earlier live stream uploaded to YouTube.
Did it really? Oh no. So
wait a minute, did we say anything we weren't supposed to say when we decided it wasn't being recorded?
oh no.
I don't know.
I don't know when we cut it. Yeah.
I'm worried now.
That is ridiculous.
Disregard.
So we'll figure out what's going to happen with that.
That one we probably should just delete it because everything that was going to be said on that is going to be said on this one. So
Yeah.
it would just
I would
make a lot of sense. So
Nerdarch Spelljammer. So they just want you to Spelljam by yourself.
Oh man,
Yes, this is Nerdarch.
It says Nerdarch
Yeah.
clearly.
yeah, so I think that's there's going to be one more final session of that, and that will be like the
Yes.
cataclysmic ending to that.
Yeah, and if you don't know what Ryan's talking about, we hold a Thanksgiving Eve game, and it's been like our version of Spelljammer. It's more Spelljammer-esque than Spelljammer.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so like the next time they play, there'll be 20th level characters, and then we're going to retire them, and I guess we'll start over with something else for the annual game. But they're all recorded. You can guys find the Spelljammer playlist.
and there are also some write-up articles on nerdarchy.com about the Spelljammer that I just kind of winged right before.
JW, how can I talk 3.5 grognards in the 5e? You know, it's kind of funny that you use those two words together.
3.5 and grognard.
Yeah.
Because the grognards are going to be offended that they're associated with 3.5, and the 3.5 people are going to be offended that they're associated with the grognards.
Yeah, because when I say here grognard, I think AD&D personally. But
When Elf was a class.
So old heads from 3.5, you're saying?
yeah.
So I would just have them give it a shot. I mean, there's enough similarities with streamlined rules.
See, here's my thing. Like, I really don't care to convince anyone to do anything. You'd be better served by finding people that are playing what you want to play.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want to play it, whatever, let them play.
Well,
let them have fun with it.
what you could do is you could basically run a session with pre-gens. Like, just show up to my house to play D&D, and like you have pre-gens, and like you just run the game. You have a prepared one shot that you run for them, and there you go. They've basically just played 5e with no work on their part to make a character or anything. And if they like the mechanics in the game system, fine. If they don't, then they never have to play it again. But at least they tried it.
Honestly, the hardest thing you have to explain to them is the advantage and disadvantage. That's it.
No, it's not. Let's pick up 2d20. Not very hard.
No, but I'm saying that's the biggest thing that you have to teach them.
Yeah, when you say, hey, can I get some pluses for being here in this advantageous spot? I'm like, no, just roll 2.
and pick the best.
Yeah, pick the best.
But I want a higher number.
Yeah, I want to have plus 10 somehow with all these things.
Plus 10, that's lightweight.
That's
for
light,
3.5.
Wait a minute, this wins the internet. Tang is for the day anyway. Tang is long. He was answering someone else's question about a flying mount for hobgoblins for a special cavalry.
Okay.
So he suggested swarm of flying snakes ridding like a flying carpet.
That is fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah, that is pretty fun. It's like a flying snake jet stream that just tends to happen, keeping them aloft.
Now I'm trying to find the original comment, which has been buried. Hey, DMG info. He says Nando's. Do we have Nando's here? I don't think I've seen a
I don't know
Nando's.
what a Nando
What is a Nando?
Fast food place.
Oh, yeah, no, we did not have a Nando.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, it does not exist. It is not real.
So speaking of which, it being around that time of the year, I definitely have to give myself a Shamrock Shake. I think I'm going to do that today.
Yeah, I've already scored a few myself.
Yeah, I'm wearing the mint green shirt, so me as well.
I've gone down that road. I've tried the Shamrock and then the half Shamrock, half chocolate, and I got to stick with the original.
Yeah, so I'm not saying necessarily telling you to do this, but I'm not necessarily telling you not to do this. But if you add a little bit of rum to a Shamrock Shake, it's a pretty festive holiday treat.
As long as you're proper drinking age, of course.
Yeah,
For wherever you are.
Yeah.
It varies by country.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so if you happen to be at St. Patty's Day parade, there's people drinking on the streets at most St. Patty's Day parade. So you having your Shamrock Shake, not really an issue.
So,
So what you're saying is bring your Shamrock Shake and bake some rum.
Yeah, that's maybe. Yeah, our St. Patrick's Day's parade is not really exciting, very good. But like the thing is, like I could like take public transit or walk to it even if I wanted to, but it's not good. It's not a good scene.
So Gartella Gaming asks, so no new shows on class builds? Question mark. Actually, we do them as we're inspired, and me and Ted cooked up the punk in one of our last filming sessions. Yeah. So that may or may not go up next week or the week. If not, it'll definitely go up the week after. So we're trying to build up a little bit of a backlog.
Not committing to having a specific day for a very specific type of content, like leaves us open that as things come up, we can just kind of go with it. And then we have playlists for things. So, you can always check in the playlists, and maybe you missed when something launched, but you can see that the playlist has all these different things to look at. So you can figure out what you've seen, what you haven't, and just check that out.
And with 1,500 plus videos, you probably have missed something. So playlists are a good way to find out if you did actually miss one.
So DMGFO, that's why I can't be in America for more than 72 hours. There's no Nando's.
So what I would recommend is for you to come here and start the franchise here, and then you can hang out with Nerd.
Yeah, and it'll be good for your YouTube, algorithm or whatever, right? Moving to another country is good.
Yeah, you can PewDiePie it up.
Yeah.
Use it.
I just want to hang out with the MGM.
Yeah, there was that. So, a question for each of the individual Nerdarchists. What's your favorite example of a Funhouse dungeon encounter?
Funhouse dungeon encounter. Clowns. I need clowns.
Yeah.
I like mirrors. The mirrors like a mirror labyrinth. I would like.
So if you guys want to steal this, you can. But I actually used undead kobold clowns in my game. So there was a bunch of other undead
was that from the
as
zombie
well.
circus?
Yeah, it was an undead circus actually. But
yeah, and I think you might have done this in one of your games, but doing the MC Escher stairs sort of thing. Like you can kind of determine through what doorway where that's going to take you in the sort of layout of the thing. So doing something where going one direction doesn't necessarily take you where you think it should have taken you. So that would be a cool thing to do. And also like some of the stairs, you'd be upside down and you're inverting gravity. So make that cool.
For me, it really depends upon what the goal of the Funhouse is. You could have a place that is loaded with puzzles and traps and whatever have you without combat, or you could have it where you've got a mix of stuff. You could have it themed like Dave's was, where it's geared towards undead, or you could honestly just take it in a Saturday morning cartoon-esque version where everything is just off the wall, silly and ridiculous. So like to me, it really depends. Like my brain is going to go in all directions hearing that phrase. So it's like, what do I want to provide for this particular one?
The tone, what the tone of it is. Yeah.
There is something I'd like to bring up. We had our last fan game, and I think Nerdux Ryan deserves a little bit of a golf clap for that one. He did get the first TPK fans. Very good.
Yes.
You don't get the distinction of killing the first fan.
Well, I
got
got
first two fans, but you did get to kill all of them.
Yeah, so apparently when you put 3 17th level characters against a Tarrasque and a few orcs that are like better than your average orc, some traumatic things happen. I mean, it was fun to really explore sort of how far you could push people. I really wanted to create an encounter where like between all surviving parties, there was about 75 hit points remaining. So we had one fan that wasn't able to show up for the game, and I was not aware that they weren't going to be able to make it. So I think that fourth player really would have put it to this super close sort of threshold. As it was, that Tarrasque had about 150, 170 hit points remaining. So it was pretty cool because it was close. And now we may have one village that is completely ruined by a Tarrasque. So maybe that'll be on the map.
So Quest, my first session went wrong. I ended up killing 3-player characters. Happens. Yeah, and that's why that's what reminded me to bring that up.
Yeah, cool.
I still have the first 5th edition kill though.
Yeah, for our group. Yeah, that's true.
Ron Claude, what are your favorite TSR adventures? You must be new around here, son. No, I'm just kidding. But generally, we don't run pre-written modules for the most part. We homebrew pretty much everything, or we like. Let's see. Can you see the stuff? I don't even know if you see the books behind me. They might be out of the picture, but we do. We have them all here. We just cherry pick them. Like I finally used Storm King's Thunder for something, and literally.
Are you sure it was Storm King's Thunder?
It could have been Sky King's Thunder, but I'm not positive. So, so I used about like a paragraph or two from it, and that was to introduce pixie dust into my adventure.
Yeah, I mean, what would be great is if all the pieces of content from all the books got into like basically an indexable search thing where you're like, I'm looking for a CR something encounter or something encounter that includes this creature in this CR. Like if it had sort of multiple search database capabilities, that would be the most amazing thing ever. If they could take what's being unveiled through the edition and like, basically you get like tools and utilities to run it as a DM or magic items or all those kinds of things. What a utopian world to actually use the technology that exists.
So DMG makes the claim. Hey, DMG, this is a role-playing channel, not a fast food channel.
So he's just going to talk about fast food.
Is it late there and he's hungry?
Yeah, he's got
nothing
to
Yeah, maybe. He said, basically what he said, though, is the fast food restaurants from America or the United States are much better if you go to them outside of the United States.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
I believe it.
Yeah. Higher quality stuff.
Well, you can get like that black ink bun, I think, over in Japan or something. The black and white.
Made out of squid ink.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. DMG info again. Matt Colville is working on such a database. That'll be cool. Hopefully he doesn't get shut down. But maybe the people over at Watts like him better than DFC because I believe he compiled a PDF of all their PDFs and made it searchable and stuff. And I think you got to cease and desist. At least that's what I read somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
But then like somebody else shared a link for another Google Doc. So like it's on the internet. It probably just exists now. So
yeah, they're never gonna get them all away.
It's been duplicated a quadrillion times.
I think I've got them both downloaded at this point.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird because they give the PDFs away anyway. I don't know why they care that they compile.
Probably
they
because
want you to go to the site and look at them on.
Because
at
least the one with the FC, like he put his brand
is
on it.
Oh, maybe that was it.
That's a problem. Yeah, I mean, just from a legal aspect, like, unfortunately, you can't really copyright. It's their material, even if they're not charging for it. But
Earl the Pirate, didn't Matt Colville delete all of his videos?
What, really?
I don't know.
That'd
be news to me.
That would be news.
I think I just saw one of his videos up the other day.
That would be nuts. I don't know. I mean, there are people.
If there was only a way,
Rage quit the internet. I don't know.
If there was only a way that we could reach out to someone to search while we're talking,
and
then inform us
if that is the case.
It's
chat-like
it's
feature.
impossible.
Yeah, if somebody.
Do you think this is the future or something? This isn't Star Trek.
Or is it?
Whichever way you want to go.
Depends on how old school you want to go.
I don't like those. I started next gen.
Next gen was fantastic. It is my preferred Star Wars. You can tell
Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
You guys
it's
are
my preferred Star Wars.
You guys are gonna get so crucified on the internet now. One for dissing the original series, and now two for that flub.
Go ahead. Put your
and Dave, cut that out in post. Cut that out in post. But it is my favorite. Next gen is my favorite trick.
All videos are up.
Right.
I don't see why it
Thank
wouldn't.
you guys.
I mean, puts out good content and people seem to like him.
I mean, like some people, you're always going to get negative comments no matter what you do. So that's just a thing. And hopefully he wouldn't be derailed by people that make a-hole comments.
There's I like Jar Jar.
Oh,
Renee Henkel. Also, DMG is flying with the accusations. How dare you use mind control, Ted?
mind control. I'm not using mind control.
Or is that what you want us to think?
Ted is not using mind control.
Which makes me think, remember, you guys remember when we used to have Domo in all the videos?
Yeah.
Not you guys. I know you remember. I was talking.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
I remember it fondly.
And then we have a flashback to one of the videos that has Domo in it.
Yeah.
Should we get the miniature Domo that's over there to put on the set back here somewhere?
At some point, no. Let's just get the big full size Domo.
He could just be peeking over the
Yo,
wall.
can we? No. We should lay him across the back, making doing one of the French girl poses.
Draw me like one of your friends.
He's too big.
Cram him in there.
We'll make him face off and squishy.
That sounds like Domo abuse.
Well, anytime we actually do a Google Hangout, where we're at our own locations, Domo does revisit.
When Ted speaks, you'll see him in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. Oh, also, someone asked about when our next fan game is. Do we even know, or when we're announcing it?
That's mine, isn't it?
So we will get back to you on that.
I don't have the list here of what the next order sequence is, but we usually announce that the first week of the month. So that'll be next week.
So we'll do that then when we're not confused about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're not puzzled.
And then we try and have it towards the end of the month so it gives us time to figure things out and we don't end up short players. And
Yeah, I mean, that was another problem with my game is I didn't announce it with enough time. But crazy enough, I still had plenty of volunteers because we went to Patreon because I only had one confirmed player. They ended up not showing. Had I known that the day of, that would have been great. But unfortunately, the circumstance was, game starting and only 3 of my players were here. And so, yeah, happens that way sometimes.
Indeed.
What do we got for any more cues?
so a while back, someone did ask what our favorite Dungeons and Dragons monster. I don't know if it was specific to 5e or just in general. Unfortunately,
You lost the
that was the
asker.
Yeah, who asked that question? Again, ask us again.
Yeah.
As a player, I've got some weird fetish with the Displacer Beast. Every time I kill one, I gotta hack it apart.
Go ahead, Ryan. You can have that one.
Yeah.
I know you're chomping at the bit.
Tentacles, eh?
As a DM, I really don't have anything that I would say is like my favorite. That's a go-to.
Okay, it was Core and Bryant that asked.
Corn brains.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And someone answered for us, Ryan the Ancient Red Dragon, Nate the Goblin, and Dave the Beholder. So I don't know if that's is he guessing that?
I don't know
said
if Dave's
Goblin.
ever really used the Beholder.
Yeah, I've said Goblin because I really enjoy just like it's a nice monster like overall.
Uh-huh.
And then
There's lots of
the
use
added
for it.
stuff for Rollo's Guide in it, and so like just in general, I enjoy the mythos behind it.
I like some of the weird stuff, like Carrion Crawler and Umberhawk are really fun. Like the Umberhawk with its confusion abilities, really badass, and it being a big mauling monster. That also has somebody just going and wandering off while you're fighting this big hulking beast.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's good times there. For me, it's getting hard because as they introduce more monster books, I love what they're doing. Like in Vola's Guide, they took all these like old school monsters and kind of like re-envisioned them and made the stories behind them so much better than what they were. Like me and Ted touched on this a little bit with the Catoblepus or however you say that.
Because of Oba.
Pretty much. But yeah, like in previous editions, well, basically in AD&D, Gary Gygax is like crazy wizard. If it was an agglomeration of things, it was always just a crazy wizard. Basically put them all in a blender, mixed them up, and poured it out.
And there was enough players playing Crazy Wizards, I think, back then. We got quite the lineup for Crazy Wizards.
Usual true.
suspects.
I mean, when you put a clone on the moon to make sure you live in, that's a next level prepping there.
Like it was like the standard tag at the end of every monster, like the Paradon, the Catoblepus, the Owlbear, it was Carrion Crawler. It was just like possibly made by a mad wizard to guard his tower.
Howler Wasps were actually made by a Crazy Wizard. I don't think they changed that with the new editions.
I don't know. Howler? What's a Howler?
They're like Howler monkey wasps. They're giant and they're monstrous.
And they have 5 asses.
Are they in the? Yeah.
I think
Are they in the monster
I
manual?
don't think they did it in the fifth.
You're making it
They
up.
didn't do it in fifth yet.
You're making shit up.
Isn't that what this game's about?
Pretty much.
I call it shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I'm living in the spirit right now.
How dare you make something up in a game where we make stuff
Things
up?
up, yeah.
Made up of imagination.
No, it's in like earlier editions, but not like first as well. Like think like 3.5 or so. There's some color pictures of it, so it can't be that old. Howler Wasps. Check it out.
So come back to me. Comment. Renee Henkel. My favorite video is Ryan ranting about the sorcerer. Which time? My favorite class is sorcerer thematically.
Oh, you got to watch this. The lore master that went up this.
Yeah,
past
the
Monday.
lore master is pretty
got a
good.
great rant.
Yeah, I think he outdid his ranting. Owlbear Love.
Ooh, you got
And I
that
would say-
sweet.
Oh, okay. Wesley Judson. Here you go, Nate. Nope. Howler Wasp was a 3.5 D&D monster. It was in the monster manual number 4.
It was just in that one, and it wasn't before. It sounded crazy enough. I just swear somebody like Gygax had made it up previously and said Crazy Wizard.
Do you have the monster manual 4 sitting right there, Ted?
Well, actually,
Ted pulls one out his ass.
Okay, so it wasn't in the previous edition. It gave me the feeling that it was.
That's 2 editions ago.
Howler Wasp.
That's 2 editions ago. That would be your previous.
It was
edition.
like yesterday.
it looks pretty awesome. It's kind of got a monkeyish face with a wasp.
Yeah.
Wasp body.
So Howler Wasp, Monster Manual 4, page 74.
Did Odaluke made that? Somebody, some wizard made it to
Yep.
to take care of Slotty or
Hollow
something.
wasps are bizarre creatures created by the mighty wizard Odaluke. He sought to produce a fusion of insect and mammal that would guard his tower against the cabal of Slotty that sought to slay him.
Learned.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what to say about that.
I just assumed it was a previous edition thing like Owlbear and all the other weirdo things.
Yeah, they had to create more weirdo things. They had
Yeah.
lots of monster books.
It's a D&D tradition to create weird monsters.
Oh, Wesley, the one that pointed it out, is like, I can't believe they got that right. I just assumed you went and looked it up.
Yeah.
The
Nice.
Googles. The Googles.
Nice.
The Googles. Ted has a bookshelf of holding from Quest.
Well,
He wishes.
no, with the I have the monster manuals from previous editions to be able to use as resources if I want to come up with something new or if I want to recreate something in the current edition.
Yeah, because modulating things for this edition, I think, is the best and easiest it's ever been. Like, it's not that hard to generate a handful of abilities that are thematic and kind of convert.
With third edition, they were literally vomiting it out new books every time you turned around, whereas fifth edition is not doing that. They have a completely different mentality. So therefore, in order to constantly create something new and challenging, I need to make alterations to what's in the book.
Especially to make your players guess. Like, it's the way
Exactly.
to do it.
Yes. So by doing the fast and dirty of, well, I'm going to change some things, or I'm going to just use this monster, but I'm going to give you completely different visuals.
Real quick, guys. Corbin Bryant. Guys, you're presented with a wall. It appears normal. What do? Dry hump it until it changes.
Lick it.
Walk around it.
I shall mimic and headbutt it.
Then your head gets stuck to it if it's actually a mimic. That is a horrible idea.
My tongue stuck to it.
Have you seen this mighty forehead though?
It causes psychic damage.
Yes.
To which one?
Or force.
Yes.
No, the wall takes force damage. He takes psychic damage. Yeah. Got any more questionnaires?
Well, there is a question about our PDFs. Where does it go? Basically, it came around as like, are we ever going to do homebrew setting or rules and put it in a PDF form? I feel like that's what we're kind of doing through our Patreon boards.
I got this great idea, guys. Do me a favor. Go through our 1,600 videos and start compiling the stuff we need to work on.
Oh, man. Yeah, we really need to do that.
Right? At this point, when people ask me stuff about our world, at this point, I think more of you guys are using it in your games than we are in ours. Essentially, because Ted is running once a month. I'm running once a month. And
You're actually running 5 times a month. What? Because you've got your...
Well, yeah, now.
It's going. That's going.
Our campaigns, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't give us a lot of opportunity to put a lot of different things into the games. And then a lot of times we're like, we talked about it in a video. So I feel like because we talk about this stuff in the videos together, we tend to come up with new stuff to actually put into our games. Yeah. Then we can then talk about on videos later on. It's a vicious circle.
And also, too, if the plot arc isn't going in a direction, just because we did it in a video, like if it isn't going in a direction, then the player, if the content we're creating in the videos doesn't match what we're doing in our games, then it's not going to go in the game, right? But as far as like eventually creating like a campaign setting book, in a way, it's kind of like our Patreon content is. It can be like a beta for eventually we can collect all this stuff into like final products sort of stuff too.
And it's a slow churning out of PDFs. Like we did Monk, the Chain Fist archetype.
Yeah.
And that was something we had discussed previously in one of our videos.
We did it as a video,
and
we turned it into an actual.
And there's been a few of the monsters and the Mage Forge have been directly from our videos, but with further thinking and kind of
refinement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of times our video is like the rough sketch for, hey, here's the concept. If you guys want to use it, here's some ideas for how. But like eventually we sit down and like, here's the actual game mechanics for specifically how this thing's going to work.
Well, a while ago, we did more creative videos that, while some of us really enjoy doing them, they don't get the significant watch and shares and that kind of stuff. So we don't do them as often. But we have the Mage Forge where we create an item. We have Fast and Dirty Monster where we actually take a stat of monsters right out of the book and re-envision it or make some minor modifications, and poof, whole new monster with very little work. And there's a couple other things that are like that have found their way into the Patreon.
And by creative, you mean shooting from the hip, kind of like, hey guys, we just all sat down, we press play. What do you think about a magic item that does such and such?
Yes, we don't pre-game it. We sit down and live on camera, we come up with something.
Or unlive, as the case may be.
Yeah. Undead. We're animated skeletons. So Hal Deacon, I thought Dave was using the pixies and the boozoos that you guys did a video about in the live by Wednesday. It's possible that could have happened. Yeah, that very well may have happened.
It seems very familiar.
I'll never tell. Just in case people haven't watched that game yet, they can go check it out. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun to run. Like Samantha plays like my favorite barbarian ever because she's like plays this really fierce, savage character. One instant, and then the next time, like she's totally timid. Like,
is she chaotic neutral alignment?
I don't. I think she's just neutral. She should be chaotic neutral at some point.
Yeah.
She's like, no problem. There's an ogre. What do you do? I charge it with my glaive, and then goblins run off with something in the woods. I'm not going in there. So it's hilarious.
So what race is she?
Half elf.
Half
elf barbarian. And then that game is just funny all the way around. Like then we got Megan playing a College of Valor bard who rides a mastiff, which I think I'm going to upgrade her mastiff a little bit so I can at least take a hit or two. Yeah. If I'm going to beat something to death, I want to have some fun beating it to death at least.
You don't want to just one shot it.
Yeah. I might even let it level up as well. So her character is really cool, and she's kind of she's almost like the evening, she kind of balances the two other characters because then Vex is playing a wizard illusionist. Who is just has captured a boss goblin and is put a glyph, pretended to put a glyph on it, deceived it, and told it if it didn't listen to her, it was going to explode. And she's running around telling everybody it's her familiar. So there was a lot of fun stuff going on. Borscht. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then I did some back and forth in that game with when there's a battle going on and he's hiding outside. The other people are making comments to him about being at the wrong tavern because we have my game, the Goblin, is to perform in a particular tavern.
Yeah.
So people confusing that and mixing it up.
Not all goblins are the same. Not all goblins are people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Greyhawk versus Eberron. Eberron all day long.
Yeah, I would go Eberron as well.
Ooh, Keith Baker just became my Facebook friend. I'm so happy.
Oh, did you stalk him out or did he find you?
No, I stalked him.
Yeah, I figured 99%. That's what I thought would have happened.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Eventually I'll poke him on Facebook and then I'll talk to him.
Yeah. Have a poke war. Yeah.
3 years later. Be like, can you run an Eberron game for me?
Anthony of the Goblos follows him pretty closely.
Yeah. Someone had asked, where's the best place to get information about Eberron?
Probably his blog.
And I'm Keith Baker, the creator, has a blog somewhere. So go find that.
Yeah.
He goes by the handle Hellcal as well, I believe.
Hellcal. All right.
Hey, yes. Dave, you rolled a 16 against the wall. What do you do?
Woohoo! Victory.
A 16 on what? Attack roll?
I don't know.
What did you say?
It was persuasion. I said I was going to dry hump the wall, so clearly it was persuasion.
You find a hole in it.
Oh, God. That's perception.
Yeah.
Investigate?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. You guys are silly.
Yeah.
That's just absurd.
Another comment about the game because someone was trying to freeze the ooze.
Yeah. That was good. So let's. Do you want to check in what's in the box?
We want to go in the Nord games here.
Let's go into it.
All right. So
that's a big box. D&G weighs in while you guys are taking out the box. Let's see where to go. Thank you.
Bubble wrap. There we go. You can win some bubble wrap, people.
So what DMG basically said that I found funny is this must be the first video I've been around that has no dislikes on it.
It will.
We know how to summon dislikes.
Yeah.
DMG info. Boom.
So we have not one, not two, but 3 Crown Royal bags.
You're gonna be royal.
Oh no, the clown. What's his name?
Pity Party. Something Pity Party.
Piddles. No.
Oh shit. I love that guy.
I
Something Pity Party.
I thought it was Piddles Pity Party.
He does these like puddles. I think it's Puddles Pity Party, and he does these like classics, these songs in this like classic style, and like he's just like like a crooner dressed like a creepy clown. And so he did a cover of Royal, and he did a cover of what's that other? Is it the Tears for Cheers song? But yeah, anyway, he's Puddle's Pity Party is worth looking up.
Ted's like, I was pulling things out of the box. I want to kill you for interrupting my.
No, I'm waiting patiently.
Someone asked, can we win outside of the U.S.? And we have sent stuff to the UK.
Yeah,
we sent stuff to Australia. We do. We actually hope that you live in the U.S. when we're sending stuff out, but we will send.
Yeah,
it
we will. If you win, you win. Like there's
when we pick a winner, it's on us to.
And we did learn. One of the things that I did learn from sending to the UK is we have to make sure when we send it, we say it's a gift, so that they don't have
charge,
to pay some tariff or something.
Yeah,
we learned that the hard way.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, D.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, so we have the collection of crit decks by Nord. Well, all of this is Nord Games. So this is the crit fail deck, the crit hit deck for GMs, crit hit deck for players, and the luck deck.
There we go.
So we actually talked about these in a previous video. They're a lot of fun. I actually got this complete collection through my subscription to Dungeon Crate.
And we also have the Game Master's Toolbox Ultimate NPC Skullduggery. Mid-level character cards, 5th edition compatible.
So not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 copies of said NPC deck.
We also have the paperback version.
But wait, there's more.
We also have the nice hardcover edition.
Both in full color.
Glorious color.
Glorious color. And
Woggle. Yeah.
All right, so we showed off what's in the box. Thank you, Christopher,
And Nord Games.
from Nord Games. Greatly appreciated. So the other part of that is our giveaway, right?
We talked that we were doing a 30K giveaway. So all of this stuff is going to wind up being giveaways and what have you. At some point in time.
Wait. So I guess so this is going to be a part of our 30K giveaway is going to be the 4 decks, the 1 NPC box as well. It's NPC Game Master's Toolbox Ultimate NPC Skullduggery deck. So it's 5 decks and
something to put it in.
The Crown Royal Bass. Yeah.
So that's going to be our 30K giveaway. But we should also say we do a giveaway that our Patreons are automatically entered in every month. But there's also on our website information for how to enter as far as that goes. But this is for our 30K.
Something specific. That
right. So the 30K giveaway, we're going to do our Unearthed Arcana video on Monday. It'll go up Monday morning. And in that, we're going again. You guys are actually going to get advanced information for being on this Hangout. And essentially, we're doing the thing, drop a comment on there. We really appreciate if you shared that video around. And eventually, when we do our next live chat, we're going to randomly pick one of those commenters, and they're going to get the loot. And so if you're a person and you're commenting on a video, hopefully you're using a YouTube channel that you...
email?
No, it's basically through the YouTube channel.
Okay.
You automatically kind of get the Google account or the YouTube account when you have when you're a subscriber and you leave comments. But one of the problems we had with our was it Jurassic Park giveaway?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't contact the person who actually won.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll be one of you guys that actually pay attention to your account, because when you go through the comments, all we have is your Google basically account to go through.
Your Google information.
Yeah, and if you don't respond to those, then
I'm pretty sure what I did is I commented to their comment hey, you won, and all that kind of stuff.
And then I also reached out to them on the message part of their I guess it's weird because you actually have a YouTube channel where I have to actually.
And there's also a YouTube messenger thing. It's kind of like an email account, really.
Yeah. So we reached out to them through those ways, and we never heard anything back.
Yeah. So did we ever get a shirt to someone?
No.
Oh wow. All right. Well, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that. If you're commenting in order to enter the contest, make sure it's somewhere where you actually look.
Yeah. Right.
So go to the video on Monday talking about the Unearthed Arcana mass combat. Comment, like, share, all that typical stuff. Next Saturday, when we do this live, we'll grab a winner and somebody will get.
Hopefully, it's you,
Yeah.
dear watcher.
They're giving away 30,000 goblins, Wesley. DMGA, give away 30,000 sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
30,000 Tarrasques.
Oh man, that's just murder. That's a
They
bag.
want a
of
Ted
murder.
shirt. I think they really just want the shirt right off Ted's back. Whatever he's wearing at the time.
Yeah.
So make sure when we do that, don't wear a shirt you're really fond of.
So I wonder with those decks, like, I don't know. I guess we can't really assign anything. Like, if people would want that, or maybe we could each sign a box. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of signability there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could do we have like our little postcard things that we have around?
We could
sign one of those and stick it in the
definitely
box.
sign one of the fantasy things because we got tons of those left over.
Oh yeah, the promo cards.
Yeah.
We got to get a good silver Sharpie signing marker.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure out if the person wants us to sign the box. We could each sign one of those boxes. Whoever ends up winning, so we'll talk to them about that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Arcadia, sleeping all day. You just woke up to check out the watch
Oh, good
or to
deal.
watch the live stream. Although we're wrapping up now, I think.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see this when it renders. We have another live stream that we have to delete because it's just very much duplicate information.
So Hal Deacon, is it 2 p.m. standard time for the live show, or does it vary? So essentially, it's the time range for us is like 12.
It's usually noon or 2.
Yeah, 12 at the 2-ish Eastern time. Unfortunately, we'd like to make it the same time every time, but it's really hard to schedule that at times.
Yeah,
Tiamats, 30,000 Tiamats. That is a freaking lot of Tiamats.
30,000 Tiamats versus 30,000 Tarrasques. Go.
Tiamat's going to win.
Yeah, they're gonna crush it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So with that, we got some videos to shoot. We have a game to play later on. So with that, until next time, guys,
Stay nerdy. Thanks for watching.
See you next
Skinner,
time.
rinky dinky dink.